Hi, welcome to Stretford Paddock. Today is a huge day where we announce CANS 2.0. Today marks a huge step forward in CANS technology. For the first time ever, we will be introducing 3 ring pulls to the top of every single can in our range. First of all, we have our huge 12ml ring pull. Next to that, a wide-angled ring pull for those of you with a larger sip. And finally, we have our zoom ring pull for those of you who want to drink your can from across the room. And now you can with our fully automated beer bong technology. You can drink your can from wherever you are, in the pub, at home, maybe even taking a nice drive. If you can see the can, you can taste the can. And you know what? There's been a lot of talk about cans here today. So let's try one out right now. Really is as simple as this. You just simply take the can out, select the ring pull you'd like, peel back, open, sip, and enjoy. It really is as simple as that. What's in that? What is in that? What do you mean test fluid? What is test fluid? And the great thing about our new can technology is that it's so easy to use. Even a child can quite comfortably drink 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cans of lager every night without any difficulties whatsoever. Well, is it drinkable or not? Because now I'm worried and there's burning sensations. Well, ring them test fluid. So, thank you for joining us for the latest innovations in tonight's sponsor, CANS. We hope you enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. My name is Joe and this is Late Night Live. We are back for the first time in a couple of weeks due to, well, unforeseen circumstances, but everything is fine now. We're back. Oh, it's good to be back in it. Sponsored tonight, of course. Tonight's show, as you've seen already, you've seen tonight's sponsor already, CANS 2.0. I've elected the beer bong technology can, so I can actually drink it from here if I wanted to, but I do prefer the old-fashioned way. Straight to the mouth. How's everyone doing at home? It's good to be back. We're going to be talking tonight about Paul Pogba's contract extension. We're going to be looking at Bruno Fernandes, Solskjaer bust up, friends again. Are they friends again? Aren't they friends again? As Bruno called out everyone in the press. And of course, and I'm sure you've all seen this, it's one of the biggest stories of the week. It turns out that 1/3 of British people only wash their bed sheets once a year. Not good enough. So, I want your bed football puns. You don't have to be bed, you don't have to, because I'm making my 11. I need a goalkeeper, a right back, centre backs. You know the drill by now. Bed football puns. I'm talking Snoozy Jaskalainen. You see where I'm going with this, yeah? Who else could we have? You know, bed. That's instead of Fred. See, sometimes they're a bit more subtle. Yeah, so I want your bed football puns. Before we get into it, Blue Plays Games has given us a super chat. He said, I'd head to hospital if I were you, Joe. Last time I drank test fluid, well, you don't want to know what happened. Yeah, I've had it confirmed by the boffins at Snapple HQ, that apparently the test fluid is just Carlsberg, so that's why it tasted so bad. Cheers, everyone. Let's get into our first story of the night then. We've already got a few puns coming in. Gary Lineker, that's very nice. That is good. Bed Foster. We've got George Bedst. We've got Bedding. Don't know who that's meant to be. Whacking Pillow. Very nice. Wan Mattress. That's good. That's going in. And you know what? I'm going to put him in central attacking mid because he deserves that. He's been played out of position enough times, Wan Mattress in this case. Before we move on, I must make a dear apology because in the heat of battle a couple of weeks ago, I made the fool's mistake of putting Harry Gregg at left back in the team. I know he's a goalkeeper. I made the mistake. I apologise to everyone watching at home. I just wanted to make sure that I cleared that one up. Yeah, it's in the heat of battle. Things happen. Your brain goes mad. Anyway, let's move on. Diogo Pillow, Divan de Beek. That's going in as well. I wanted a Divan there. I was thinking Robin Divan de Persie. I was thinking Ruud Divan de Nistelrooy. Ruud Divan de Nistelrooy. I was thinking of something with Divan in. I knew it would work. Divan de Beek. It's in. Right, let's move on to our first story of the night. And like I said, it's good to be back. Paul Pogba. He doesn't stay out of the news that much, does he, Paul Pogba? Despite my best efforts, This is the news that Paul Pogba has extended his contract at Manchester United, or more aptly, Manchester United, have extended Paul Pogba's contract. No choice, fella. Paul Pogba has had his contract extended by Manchester United. Sounds a bit forceful, doesn't it? After he expressed his interest in moving to Real Madrid. That'll teach you, Paul. I fancy moving to Real Madrid, do you? Extend it. What? Extend it. For God's sake. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Man United have triggered a one-year extension in Paul Pogba's contract. The MEN can reveal that United have tied Pogba. Again, these are all very sort of domination type adjectives here, aren't they? Or verbs, sorry. Tied, triggered, extended, has had his contract extended against his will almost. I mean, I say almost. I think we can safely say that. The MEN can reveal that United have tied Pogba to the club until June 2022. The decision is understood to have been made prior to Pogba expressing an interest in joining Real Madrid last week. Oh, that's nice. At least we already knew that we wanted to keep him even before he said he would rather leave. That's good, isn't it? I say he didn't say he would rather leave. He said he wouldn't mind leaving. United's decision is the earliest they have exercised the one-year option in a player's contract since Executive Vice Chairman Ed Woodward introduced the +1 option in 2013. Pogba re-signed for United in 2016 for a then world record fee of 89 million, but it said that his dream to move to Real Madrid, who reappointed Zinedine Zidane as their coach in March 2019. We know United, unless United can agree an entirely new contract with Pogba between now and the end of the season, they come under pressure to sell the Frenchman next summer, as he will have just 1 year left on his deal. United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said at his press conference on Friday morning, Paul's our player, he's going to be here for another 2 years, and I'm sure Paul is focused on doing his best for us, and we want to see the best of Paul. Now, it worries me a bit here. He's going to be here for another 2 years. Is that a certainty? Is that a concrete statement? Is that a 2 years and done? Or does it mean he's going to be here for, 2 years at least? 2 years going on 10 years, probably. It seems a bit ominous, all of this, if you ask me. I'm sure the next couple of years will get the best out of him. Paul Pogba said last summer, it could be a good time to have a new challenge somewhere else. And his agent, Mino Raiola, told La Repubblica in January he wouldn't bring anyone else to United now. When you put it all down, last summer he said he wants to leave. This summer he said he wouldn't mind leaving. Mino Raiola, his agent, has said that he ain't going to bring anyone else to Man United. He doesn't look good, all this stuff, does it? It doesn't look good. It's very much a bad situation that we find ourselves in with the status of Paul Pogba at Manchester United. Whether he stays or not, it seems as though we've got an uphill battle on our hands here to get anything other than a single-year extension out of him. I'll come back to that story in just a second. Ross Murphy with the Super Chat. Bedding is supposed to be Reading FC. Very good. And sometimes, like I said, as in with Bedfred, bedding and Reading, it's going to be hard to tell. When you replace the entire word with a word that is solely used for beds, it's going to be hard to tell, but I'm glad you cleared that up, and thank you for the $1.99. Blue plays games, Jamie Bednap, and that is exactly the sort of thing we're looking for, Blue. And I'm going to put him in, who even knows what position he played, centre mid. Jamie Bednap. That's really good, actually. That's really good. Really good. Someone else said Jamie Redknapp. Ross, you were close, but Bednap has just edged it. Again, we are looking for your footballer bed pun, so it can be your sleep-based puns, your bed-based puns, divan, for poster. Bastian Sheetsteiger. Philip Alarm. That's good. Paul Bogrol. Don't know. No, not really bad, is it? Stretford Hammock FC. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. We do also, of course, need a team name, and we need a manager as well. So Stretford Hammock actually is going in, because the team names can be difficult. Stretford Hammock. And if you come up with this, a ground, a stadium for all of this snoozy nonsense to be played at, make sure you put that in as well. Cafuton, you're going in. Although it does make me think of a crouton more than it makes me think of a futon, but that's probably just because I had croutons the other day. Leslie Kingsize, Kyle Sleepwalker. Oh, that's good. I've already got a right back in Cafuton. What do you want me to do? Danny Springs. Let's move on to our next story. And this is quite lovely, actually. This is the story that a lady on Depop, popular online sales webby site. You ever been on the net, the web, the online superhighway? Well, if you go on there, you can find a place called Depop, which is basically eBay for people who like drum and bass. And on there, a lady's done this. Woman outrageous advert selling £80 pizza leaves people in stitches. The seller said the meatball pizza from Asda was the last one on sale and defended the sky-high prices, despite it only costing her friend $3.50 for the meal. Enjoying a slice of pizza is one of life's little luxuries. I love the embellishment on this already. From ordering an expensive takeaway to picking up one at the supermarket, or even making your own. The mixture of cheese and tomato always hits the spot. Or tomato. When it comes to toppings, there's so many delicious options, from the standard pepperoni to the more controversial ham and pineapple. There's plenty to choose from, spelling mistake, but one devoted pizza lover seems to have taken it further after she advertised a £3.50 Asda pizza for a whopping 80 quid. This is the listing on Depop. 80 quid. Asda deep pan pizza, brackets meatballs. Brackets meatballs for sale. This is the last meatball topping one they had, now sold out. So it's hard to get this cost. My friend, it's hard to get this. Cost my friend $3.50. The reason I'm struggling to read this is there's no punctuation. So hard to get this. Cost my friend $3.50, but this one in particular is selling out, and I'm taking offers for her around 80 quid. I'm selling for a friend, so don't complain to me about the price. I think it's reasonable with this kind of pizza being so popular and being sold out now. She is selling as she decides she prefers Chicago Town pizza she bought from Tesco. Now, what I love about this is she's got a friend involved. Imagine you had a pizza that was so valuable that you had to get an expert in to sell it. I've got this pizza. How much is it worth? I don't know, probably. Antiques Roadshow with that. You see it on one of them things, an easel, like a painting. This is a Dr. Oetker original. This is a Dr. Oetker original. This is priceless. Meatball edition too is early work. These are sold out across the world. You can't get a Dr. Oetker original in this condition for anything less than £80. Right, I'll sell it. I mean, it is a family heirloom. This pizza is a family heirloom, but, you know, we've got to make ends meet. And the crafty seller warned that she wouldn't accept any low offers, even though she admitted she was the only seller because her friend didn't want it. Let's be honest, listed on Depop, which is typically used for clothes, they said, as the deep pan pizza brackets, meatballs for sale. Yeah, I've read this. One woman tweeted her shock at finding the pizza, writing, "No way have I just found a woman selling a pizza for 80 quid on Depop. But it's a Dr. Oetker original. You find these in someone's loft every so often, but these are priceless. These are heirlooms. These have cultural significance. If you've never had a Dr. Oetker original, you can see the signature. The signature is very little cheese, little to no taste. That's the Dr. Oetker promise. If it tastes like shit, it's got Dr. Oetker in it." Great story though, that. I love that. 80 quid. And I've bought it. I'll be honest, I've bought it. I would show it you now. Ate it. Right, coming back to your comments then. I've asked for your sleeping/bed, footballer, puns. We've got Memphis Duvet. Not bad. Wayne Snoozy, also not bad. Niall Manger, Max Sykes, you're in. Niall Manger, of course, instead of Niall Ranger, former Newcastle striker. Theo Walcott, which is a nice probably way of saving space as well. If you had a cot attached to a wall, you could alleviate any floor, square footage on the ground and save that space for one of those big mats that's got like a town on it that you can draw cars around that kids have. Or just paddling pool indoors. Bobby the Snorer, not bad. Derby Counting Sheep, that's good. But we've already got Stretford Hammock. Oh, it's unlucky. Sorry about that. Manager Zinedine Divan. We've already got one Divan pun in Van der Beek. I need a right winger, a left winger, a couple of centre backs, a left back, and a goalkeeper. The Snorthorns, fantastic. You put brackets Hawthorns, but Max, that's your second entrance tonight. It couldn't be any clearer without the brackets. Snorthorns. Oh, this is great. Divanfield, Electro Notch, very good, but again, we already have a divan-based pun. We've got Peter Couch, which is good, because some people do sleep on a couch. David Tresduvet, Ed Divan Dassar, Lewis Bunkbed instead of Lewis Dunk. Is he a centre-back, Lewis Dunk? He's got to be, anyway. With a name like Dunk, you don't score goals with that name. Lewis Bunk. I'm just going to go with Lewis Bunk. That'll do. Kipper, Aritza Balaga, not bad. Peter Couch, again, very good. We need, instead of Inaki Wells, we've got Nappy Wells. He's napping. He naps well. Theo Walcott, again, we've given that one already. Goose Down Park instead of Lansdowne Park? Goose Down? I don't know. Right, let's move on to our next story, and I'll come back to these. Keep your footballer sleeping puns coming in. Our next story tonight, then. And this is Bruno Fernandes. He's been on the rampage this week, hasn't he? I'm sure a lot of you have seen this, but we'll go over it because there have been a few strange details come out of this one. Manchester United star Bruno Fernandes slams Ole Gunnar Solskjaer bust-up reports. I'm going to ding this bell every time there's a real newspapery word used in this article because I love a newspaper word. So again, Manchester United star Bruno Fernandes slams Ole Gunnar Solskjaer bust-up reports. Man United were thrashed in their last match against Tottenham, which led to reports of unrest amongst the squad at Old Trafford. Manchester United midfielder has slammed the suggestion they had a bust-up with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer during this humiliating 6-1 defeat to Tottenham Hotspur before the international break. Many fans were surprised to see Fernandes substituted at half-time of the match, with United trailing 4-1 at home to Jose after another disastrous performance. Some reports suggested that the Portugal international was replaced after a heated half-time exchange with Solskjaer, but the 26-year-old insists that wasn't the case. Fernandes admits he was upset at being taken off early, but revealed the decision was merely down to the manager trying to save his energy with the game effectively over. There's been a lot of speculation over that, he told Sport TV after Portugal's victory over Sweden on Wednesday. First, it was a discussion with teammates. As it did not stick, it was a discussion with only one teammate, Victor Lindelof. As it did not stick now, it's a discussion with the manager. I believe it is a way to destabilise the group. What was said is in no way true. I was replaced at half-time by technical option. The coach told me that the game was almost over and we would have a lot of games ahead of us. Got it. I was not satisfied but said nothing that could harm the group. Tottenham's rout left United 16th in the Premier League, but star Bruno Fernandes insists squad harmony is still good after Old Trafford and the team are working hard to put things right against Newcastle. Fernandes added, at the end of the game, the coach sent me a message to wish the team good luck, and if I wanted to give a word of support to the team, we spoke at the end by message, and I just have to be grateful to the coach who bet on me. His tactics are perfect for me. Do not use my name, my colleagues, or the coach to make trouble at Manchester United. The atmosphere is good, and the team is ready to give an answer in the next game. What a wonderful quote that is. Don't use my name. Don't use my colleague's name. Don't use the coach's name to cause trouble at Manchester United. You know what? There's part of me that thinks he's making this up. There was still a bust-up. There was still a row. And another part of me thinks, I don't care. If that's the way it comes out, that's the way he defends everyone. I don't mind a bust-up every week. Got hair in my mouth there. I don't mind a bust-up every week. If afterwards we rally together and come out looking like that, don't mind it. But yeah, this is a story that sort of rolled on throughout the week. There were stories as well that Paul Pogba isn't happy with the new role that he has at Manchester United because of Bruno Fernandes. If you Google Bruno Fernandes today, it is very little other than slander towards Manchester United. And to be honest, it's better not reading it. That's why I've picked this story out tonight. I've picked the story where he's defending United. He's come out with this sort of Braveheart style, don't use my name, freedom or something, whatever Braveheart said. Is it Braveheart or is it Graveheart? No, Graveheart's some sort of heavy metal band, isn't it? But yeah, Bruno Fernandes coming out defending Manchester United. Hopefully, we will see a reaction in his performances. And we'll see, to be fair, more goals from him. Because I don't want to say that he hasn't scored any. He's already scored a few goals this season and a couple of assists as well. So, you know what? I think he's doing all right, Bruno Fernandes. I'm going to come back to your puns quickly before we move on. Fosu memory foam, that's fantastic. And he can play at left back, so he's going at left back. Fosu memory foam. I did not think we'd be getting a memory foam pun tonight. Again, it is footballers and beds. That's the puns. Luke Snore, Mattress Evra. Not bad. Ryan Snorecross. That's good as well because snoring does make a lot of people cross. We just need now a left winger and a right winger. Mattress Hummels, which is good. Jose Snorinho. We've already got one. We've already got a snore. Mattress Tissier. Yeah, he's the manager. I don't even know if he ever managed, but we've already got enough positions in the midfield there. Sleeping Bag Schwai, that's good. Gabby Agbonla Snore. Yeah, you can go at right wing. Ag, Bon, La, Snore. Very, very good. And we just need a left winger, but I'll come back to that in a moment. Next up then, this one is great. This is a classic. With changing rooms returning to our screens, it's time to reflect on one of the show's most cataclysmic and fantastic moments. And that is, of course, the time when they broke all those teapots. For those of you who don't know, Changing Rooms is a show in Britain that was on in the 90s and early 2000s where they'd sneak into someone's room while they're away and basically change it. Changing rooms, you get it. It does what it says on the tin. It's as literal as build a new life in the country. It's as literal as airport, which was another one that was just an airport. And it's also as literal as banged up abroad. Changing rooms, you get it. But this particular instance was a disaster. And it seems, even 16 years ago, things haven't quite healed. Woman whose teapots were destroyed on Changing Rooms still doesn't forgive the show. The classic show is set to return after a 16-year absence, but one woman might not be tuning in after a £6,000 teapot collection, brackets sad, was accidentally destroyed on the show. I added the brackets there. Changing Rooms is returning to our shows with Davina McCall as host, but one woman may not be keen to tune in to the reboot after a time on the show went very badly. From chocolate condoms to dog poo, the BBC has had plenty of shocking moments both off-screen and on. Hint there potentially towards Operation U-Tree, but maybe not, which viewers still fondly remember today. And obviously lots of best bits are still available on YouTube. It was originally hosted by TV stars Carol Smiley and Linda Barker, who once landed herself in hot water while appearing on the show. One of the biggest disasters occurred when homeowner Clodagh and her daughter Julia discovered that her £6,000 teapot collection had been smashed to smithereens during the refurbishment. Hey, what? Guess. What? We ought to watch that smithereens, hadn't we? So here's a little clip from Changing Rooms from about 20 years ago where such a smashing happened. Here we go.
Only seconds after finishing in Linda's room, disaster struck. The added weight of all those books proved too much for the freestanding shelves.
Oh my God.
Absolute disgusting. Disgrace.
That is all our teapots. Oh no. That is all our teapots.
They haven't they? That's all the teapots smashed, isn't it? That's all of her teapots smashed. Let's hear that again.
That is all our teapots.
It is, yeah. That's all of her teapots gone. First of all, serves you right for owning £6,000 worth of teapots. Second of all, serves you right for letting people change your room without your permission. Third of all, doesn't really make sense the second one, but third of all, what great telly, eh? We all loved it that time when £6,000 worth of teapots got smashed on Changing Rooms, didn't we? But here's what the woman has said 16 years on, and this is fantastic. At first there may be confusion over exactly what happened as Clodagh asked, "Oh my God, you've killed my cat, haven't you?" Apparently this is when the news was broken. When the designer tried to explain what had happened, now ahead of the show returning, the 75-year-old from London has told The Guardian how she feels now. She said, "I still don't feel very good about her," she says of Barker, who's there consoling her, let's not forget. On the very rare occasion she's on television now, the first burn, on the very rare occasion she's on television now, when I do see her, she's still very bouncy, and I just don't think she's earned the bounce. One of my quotes of the year, that. On the rare occasion she's still on television now, burn. When I do see her, she's still very bouncy, and I just don't think she's earned the bounce. You know what? I don't think she's earned the bounce either. She should still be plummeting to the ground emotionally, much like your teapots were 16 years ago. And speaking of bounce, if only those fuckers did bounce, we wouldn't be in this mess, would we? It's apt that you use the word bounce because it's one thing ceramics are just not known for. Oh. Lovely. Fantastic. Let's have one more look at that. One more little clip of that one. Where are we? This one.
That is all our teapots.
Yeah, absolutely all of them. Smashed to smithereens. Fantastic telly. I hope they manufacture it in the next series, to be honest. It's coming back. I hope every single series is just a selection of shoddily held, hanging like ornaments of inordinate value. Just no matter what. Oh, we put a laptop on a shelf held up by cobwebs. We put this priceless DiGiorno Dr. Oetker pizza. It's worth 80 quid. And we've put it on the edge of a windowsill. She lives on the 20th floor of a block of flats. So, you know, I hope they just plan so that absolutely everything goes wrong. I used to love Changing Rooms, actually. I used to watch that at home with my mum, but can't do that anymore. still alive, I just don't live with her. Right, let's move on to our next and final story. And before we do, let's have a little quick check-up on some of your football bed puns. We've got Ryan Kipps instead of Ryan Giggs. We need a left winger. Marcus Rash snored. That's not bad. Mesut Snoozil. That's not bad as well. Leigh Wilkins. That's good. Peter Michael. They're sleeping. What else we've got? We've got Jude Bedingham. We've got Frank Cribbery, and that's going in at left wing. Crib. We've got some great words here. Crib. We've got divan. Mattress. Manger, we never thought we'd see. Let's get into our final story of the day. It's a long one today. To be fair, I've had 2 weeks to plan for this, so that's why you got an extra video today, because you get a bit of time. All of a sudden, great product. 1 in 3 Brits admit to washing their bed sheets just once a year. A study into the cleaning habits of 2,000 people by Hammond's Furniture discovered some grim findings, including that 10% of men only wash their underwear after 10 uses. So 10% of men, 10 uses. Divide that by 10. That seems to be the right number. Times that by 10. Yeah, that adds up. 10 uses 10 times. And also, if you think about it, that means that the average person washes their pants after every probably 1 and a bit uses. They're ruining the stats for everyone else. A survey has found that Brits wash their beds just once a year, a third of that is, and our cleaning habits when it comes to underwear is equally disturbing. A study of 2,000 people found that 30% were washing their bedding every 12 months, with experts warning that the bad habit could lead to dust mites, bed bugs, fungal infections and skin irritation. You know what? You've not listed one thing to put me off there. Dust mites, friends. Bed bugs, friends. Fungal infections, just microscopic friends. And skin irritation. I've got E45 for that. Following the findings by Hammond's Furniture, Dr. Great name coming up, Aragona Giuseppe, urge people to change their bedsheets once a week for optimum cleanliness. I'll be honest, once a year is too much, but once a week? What are you, nuts? The result didn't get much better when participants were quizzed over how often they clean their underwear, with significant differences in the regularity between men and women. Worryingly, 1 in 10 men fessed up to only washing their underwear after 10 uses, compared to 3% of women. But thankfully, 80% of people said they wash them after every use. Dr. Giuseppe, no relation to Dr. Oetker, by the way, recommended, actually I think they went to medical school together, recommended washing underwear and socks after every use, with exception of bras, which should be clean after 3, 4 or 5 wears, a rule which over half of the women surveyed already followed. Because apparently, you don't get sweaty tits. That's all I can assume from that. Although I change my bra every time. But I'm a male lactator, so, it comes with its foibles. When it comes to wearing jeans, 18% of people said they wash them annually, but Brits are more regimented when it comes to bathroom towels, as 40% of people said they wash them after every use. I think that's excessive. Almost half the people, you wash your towel every time. It's clean, it's drying something clean. You know what I mean? It's drying something clean. You wouldn't, that's like saying you wash your dishwasher after every use. In a way. Interestingly, millennials were found to be the cleanest generation, while those over 65 had the worst habits. Well, let them. Let them fester. Let them fester. If you want to wash your bollocks every 6 months and you're 65 years old, it's fine. You probably don't even sweat that much. Oh, fantastic. Right, before we go, let me come and finally announce tonight's Football Bedding 11. You've been sending your comments in. You've been sending your suggestions in. A few that have come in after the buzzer. We've had Angel Dreameria, Victor Linenloft, Cristiano Ronaldo's, and of course, Harry Mattress. Where's my Harry Maguire? Interesting. Right, that's going to be all for me tonight. Before we go, though, of course, let me read out tonight's puns from you at home. Thank you very much for, giving me your puns. It's been a fantastic show tonight. Let's get into it. The team is, of course, Stretford Hammock. We play at the Snowthorns. We don't have a goalkeeper. Oh, my God. Let's go with Oliver. Can't sleep. Oliver can't sleep at goalkeeper. At right back, sorry, we've got Cafuton. Centre backs, Lewis Bunk and Ryan Snorcross. And our left back is, of course, Fosu Memory Foam. Our midfield today is Jamie Bednap. The other midfield, we've got Devan de Beek. We've also got Jordan, Juan Mattress. Sorry, it's hard to read this. I wrote it in a rush. Juan Mattress at the attacking midfield position. We've got Agbon Lesnor at right wing. We've got Niall Manger as our striker. And our left wing, of course, is Frank Cribbery. That is all from me tonight. We are back tomorrow with a full matchday schedule back in the studio. We'll have me, Adam, Stephen, Jay, Alex, all of us here to bring you Manchester United versus Newcastle. We've got to get some points, haven't we, lads? We've absolutely got to get some points. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Enjoy your drink, but drink responsibly. It's as simple as that, lads. In a bit.